going to try to go over this review and explain some of the ways I've been teaching the kids how to do these problems. I've done a couple different ways for each section. The test on Thursday is going to be very similar to the review, just with different numbers. And so I want to give you guys a chance to kind of explain or reiterate what we've been doing in the classroom. Now, I'm going to go over problems 1, 4, and 7, explain how I've taught those, and then just do the answers for the other ones so you can see how that works. So for instance, number 1, it says 1/4 of 4. Now number 4 says 1/7 times 28 with a little dot, which means multiply, and this 7 means as 4/5 times 15. They're all basically the same problem, just different ways to show it. So 1/4 of 4. I think of that problem, if I took 4, here's just, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4, and I put that 4 in 4 different groups. How much would one of those groups be? So here's 4 altogether, and 1/4 of that total would be just this much, which is just 1. So 1/4 of 4, the answer is going to be 1. Down here, if I put 28 into 7 equal groups, I'm going to have 4 in each group. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 groups altogether, and there's 4 in each group. So how much would 1/7 of that whole total be? 1/7 would just be 4. Last one, I have 15. I'm going to try to put it in 5 equal groups so I can figure out what 4/5 of 15 is. So 15 in 5 groups would be 3, 3, 3, 3, and 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 4/5 of all of that would be this much. That's 4 out of 5 of the groups. So that would give us 12. 4 times 3 gives us 12. I've shown the kids how to do this with possibly pennies or cubes. I've also shown them that if you figure out how many times 5 goes into 15, 3 times, that's 3 fingers 3 times, then I take that number times my numerator, I can figure out my answer. So if I go over here onto this one, 4 goes into 4 one time. 1 times 3 gives us 3. My answer is going to be 3. 3 goes into 6 2 times. 2 times 1 is going to give me 2. And again, I can show them the picture of 1, 2, 6 into 3 groups. It's going to be 2 in each group. 2, 2, 2. So I put 6 in 3 groups. One of those groups is just 2. 5 goes into 15 3 times. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 goes into 6 2 times. 2 times 2, that's going to be 4. 7 goes into 28 4 times. 4 times 5 is 20. So we can see it. Here's 28 into 7 groups. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. So that's 4 times 7, which gives us 28. 5 of those groups would be this much. That's 5/7 of all those 4, which gives us 20. So that's how they can do that. They can do counters. They can do numbers. They can do the trick where they do 3 goes into 6. On this problem right here, 3 goes into 6 2 times. And then take that number times my numerator, which gives us 2, which is 4. All those are potentially options. One thing I want to try to avoid for now, I might show them later on, is where they just do this trick where they just put a 1 underneath there and they multiply across, just because it becomes more work. If they see it this way, it's actually a lot less work, and this they'll forget that way in a few weeks. But the other ways where they kind of have some understanding of what's going on, those will stick for a lot longer, which is what we're trying to do in the end. This section, our whole amount can't be split into groups equally by denominator. We can't put 3 in 4 groups. We can't put 2 in 7 groups. We can't put 5 in 3 groups. We can't put 7 in 4 groups. So on this one, basically, since of this dot and this x just means multiply, we're doing 1/4 basically 3 times. So if you look at it, we're doing 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4, which altogether gives us 3/4, which is our answer. We're doing 1/7 2 times. 1/7 plus 1/7 equals 2/7. Most kids get that. The problem is we get a problem like this, where now it's 4/5, 12 times. I know it's tedious, but some of the kids need to literally do 4/5, 12 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 4/5, 8/5, 12/5. Basically, you're doing your numerator times how many? So I have 4 times 12 is what's going to be, which is going to give us 48/5. Then to turn that into a mixed number, I count how many 5s are in 48. If I count, I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So that all together was 9 5s. So I have 9. And I have 3 more pieces. 9 is 5, so it would be 9 3/5. Again, 1/3 5 times, because it's 5/3. A better answer would be 1 2/3 is a mixed number. 3, 4, 7 times would be 21/4. Better answer for that would be 5 1/4. 5 7 11 times would be 55/7. Better answer for that would be 7 6/7. That's kind of a tough one. 1/5 4 times, it's going to be 4/5. 2/3 5 times is going to be 10/3, or a better answer would be 3 1/3. So hopefully helps you with that section. Down here, you're taking 3 divided by 4. So try to make those numbers come to life. 3 bags of chips divided by 4 people. So if I just do a picture down here, I probably should have a bigger picture. 1, 2, 3 bags of chips, and I have 4 people. These are people. We want to equally share. So when you divide, you're equally sharing those groups. So how can we put, these 3 bags of chips equally with these 4 people? If I look at each bag of chip, and I cut them into 4s, because I have 4 people. Each bag of chips, cut them into 4s, because I have 4 people. Each bag of chips, cut them into 4s, because I have 4 people. Well, this person right here, he would get 1/4 of this bag, 1/4 of that bag, and 1/4 of that bag. This person here would get 1/4 of this bag, 1/4 of this bag, 1/4 of this bag. This person here would get 1/4 of this bag, 1/4 of this bag, and 1/4 of this bag. And lastly, this person here would get 1/4 of this bag, 1/4 of this bag, and 1/4 of this bag. Altogether, they're all going to get 3/4. So an equal share would be 3/4. Same thing, if I took 2 bags of chips and split it with 3 people, just do one more quick example so you can see it. 2 bags of chips, 3 people. If I broke each of these bags into thirds, now I can equally share those. He gets a third of this bag and a third of this bag. A third of this bag, a third of this bag. And he gets a third of this bag and a third of this bag. Altogether, they get 2/3 of the total amount. Now, a lot of kids will see the trick that the first number in a division problem is going to be your numerator. The second number is going to be your denominator. First number is your numerator. Second number is your denominator. So that same goes here. This answer is going to be 4/7. This answer is going to be 5/2, better known as 2 1/2. This is going to be 7/6, better known as 1 1/6 as a mixed number. And again, I've always shown them the picture so they can understand what's going on. Because again, the trick is good, but I want them to understand what the math looks like, that intuitive understanding. So in a matter of 3 weeks, it doesn't just disappear forever and they have to relearn it. If they can truly understand what's going on with all these number problems, it's going to stick with them for much longer. And I mean, when it sticks for much longer, they have less reteaching throughout the rest of their life. Last section down here, 4 divided by 1/3. So we're taking 4 of something. We'll call it 4 bags of chips. Chips are really awesome. Doritos, nacho cheese. Those are great. So 4 bags of chips. And we're dividing those by thirds. So if we made a real life problem, it would be like this. We have 4 bags of chips for a party. We're going to put those bags of chips in bowls. But each bowl can only fit a third of a bag. How many bowls can we fill up? Well, this bag of chip can fill up... This right here, third can go in one bowl. This third can go in another bowl. And this third can go in a third bowl. So far we have 3 bowls we can fill up with this bag of chips. Same thing. We can put that third in a bowl, that third in a bowl, that third in a bowl. So we have 3 more bowls we can fill up. This third of the chips can go in another bowl, another bowl, another bowl, which is 3 more bowls we filled up. And then same thing. Now we've filled up 3 more bowls. So altogether, we filled up 12 bowls. 12 bowls we filled up with those 4 bags of chips. So we're figuring out how many thirds go into 4. How many fourths go into 6? Well, realistically, we have 6 holes. So I'm going to do it a different way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And each of those holes, it takes 6/6 to make 1 hole. So there is 6/6, which equals 1 hole. Oh, darn it. We're doing fourths. Fourth, 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 and we'll just get rid of these ones. It takes, this time actually, 4 fourths to make 1 hole. To take 4 fourths to make this hole. And there's a trend here. Take 4 fourths always to make a hole. Your numerator and denominator, if they're the same number, then you have a hole. So if I go through all of these, and each of these whole bags of chips, I break into fourths. How many fourths do we have altogether? We have 4 fourths plus 4 more fourths is 8, plus 12, plus 16, plus 20, plus 24. So basically there's 24 fourths in 6 holes. 24 fourths in 6 holes. Same thing as before, the kids found out the trick that as long as there's a 1 as your numerator, and here's a 1 as a numerator, all of them are going to have 1 as a numerator, 1, 1. As long as there's a 1 for your numerator, you can really just do your denominator times your whole number to figure out how many halves are in 5. How many fifths are in 2? 5 times 2 is going to be, there's 10 fifths in 2. How many 6 are in 10? Altogether 10 holes. Well, there would be 66 in 10 holes. So hopefully my explanation down here kind of helps out again. If you need to watch it again, or this side over here. We're basically trying to figure out how many thirds are in 4 altogether. Well, here's 4, and there are 3 thirds in that hole, 3 thirds in that hole, 3 thirds in that hole, 3 thirds in that hole. So altogether there are 12 of those thirds in those 4 holes. Hopefully that helps for this side, and I'll quickly go over the back side. So Susie and Carly each made a bowl of punch. Carly used 10 times as much lemonade as Susie did. So Carly used 10 times as much. If Susie used 1/3 of a cup of lemonade, how many cups did Carly use? So we have Susie did 1/3, Carly did 10 times as much. So we're doing 1/3, 10 times, which gives us 10 thirds, which better yet gives us 3 1/3. This problem is actually the same. I didn't mean to do this, but I did do this. But we're basically doing 1/3 of 10. So 1/3 of 10, which is a multiplication problem again, which gives us 10 thirds again, which gives us 3 1/3. Richard operates an orange juice stand. On Monday, he used 4/5 of a bag of oranges. On Tuesday, he used 2 times as many oranges as on Monday. How many bags of oranges did Richard use on Tuesday? So he used 4/5, and on Tuesday he used twice as much. So we're doing 4/5 2 times, which is also known as 8/5, or better yet, known as 1 3/5 would be the best answer. So 1 3/5 bags of oranges he used on Tuesday. The elephants at Shelby Zoo are fed 3/4 of a barrel of corn each day. The buffaloes are fed 3 times as much. How many barrels of corn are the buffaloes fed each day? So they're 3/4 for the elephants. The buffaloes are 3 times as much. 3/4, 3 times would be 9/4, which equals 2 1/4. Mr. Beasley has 3 pizzas. He's going to give those 3 pizzas to 8 kids. How much pizza will each kid get? So I have 3 pizzas divided by 8 kids. 3 divided by 8 means they're each going to get 3/8 per person. Numerator, denominator. Last one. Mr. Bees is putting out bowls of Chex Mix for a party. He wants to fill up bowls with 1/2 of a bag of Chex Mix. Mr. Bees has 7 bags of Chex Mix. How many bowls will Mr. Bees be able to fill up? I have 7 bags of Chex Mix all together, and I'm dividing each of those bags into halves to fill up those bowls. So each Chex Mix bag is going to get broken up into halves. So how many of those halves, or how many bowls would I have all together? The answer would be 14 bowls. Oops, that's not a B. Actually, that's like a big B and a little B all together. So, if you have any questions, please email me. I hope this helps. Feel free to watch some parts over and over again as you're going through it. Send this to your kids so they can see it all as well. And know that we have tomorrow. We'll go over this slowly, and Thursday in the morning as well. I hope this helps.